Okay, I'm continuing with the Christmas readings here for Libra. Career, correct? Yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, so I get a pyramid spread here. I have 3 cards each of 6, 3 sets of 6. And a fortune card. So we'll see what's going on. I'll leave the fortune card till the end. So at the top of the pyramid, we'll start with the first card here for Libra over the holidays. Choose wisely. There may need to be some choices made here in our career sector where we have to pay attention to detail. The sense I'm getting here. I'm sorry, I move things out a bit here. I did have this. Why is it different? Yeah. Yeah, we may have a lot of options here in the career front for Libras over the winter here. We may have to sit and let things settle, is what they said. We may, if we're getting rushed into something here, we need to pay attention to the details, the fine details. We got to make sure. The feeling I get is a lot of similarities here, very similar options, but, we have to sift through everything to see that we're going to get what we want here, or it's a good match, right? Next card. 2 of Cups, man. These career readings are just going off in the ditch of the romance because I don't know why. I put career and they just throw it off into romance. So keep that in mind. If you're cross-watching or whatever, look in the career sector. There's a lot of romance in my readings there. So the 2 of Cups is about a meeting of minds. It can also be about partnerships that are made here with people in a business sense. I mean, these 2 are having wine at dinner, so this is not all business. But this is the career reading, so I'm trying to stay on the line here. Next card we have is adversity and sacrifice. We may have job opportunities coming quite highly for us, but we may have to sacrifice something in order to gain. And again, this is what I'm getting from the choose wisely, is look at every little detail here to make sure that everything's going to click in the right spots. There may be some things in certain areas where the sacrifice may not be worth it. So we got to keep that in mind. Not that it's not worth it, it's just maybe a bigger sacrifice than we're willing to give. Yeah, so there's partnerships here having to do with business that will include a sacrifice that is needing to be made in some way, shape, or form. So the next card we have is 36 from the Lenormand. That's the cross. And that speaks to burdens that we have upon us. Let me tune in here to see what. Now, interesting here, because the graphic here talks about adversity and sacrifice. This guy has a wound that he's not wanting to tend to it. He's just wanting to cover it up and let it go. And then down the road, it could get infected. So it's almost like I'm getting a sense here that we may want to go in an area of a job where things are easier. Now, I don't know which is to the highest benefit here. I'm just going to talk it through. But they're going, there may be areas here where we have to learn or keep up with certain things or put a lot of effort in. And they're going, that may not... it may not be to our best benefit to avoid these areas, even though we feel we may not be prepared for them, just because this card kind of denotes an energy of not wanting to deal with certain things. And it could be the details of certain things going on, but it could also be the upkeep, like, oh, there's a lot of maintenance on this side. I'm going to shy away from that. And they're going, wouldn't be in our best interest to do that, to shy away from work here. This is work, this is career they're talking about, so we're going to have to put some effort in. So don't rest on your laurels is something where trying to be lazy with it is really what I'm getting. Is we're going to pick the laziest route where we can do the least amount. Don't do that. They're going, we want to challenge ourselves. We want to enhance in this way. So if there's something, it seems like they're pointing in the direction of things that needing to gain more skills and knowledge. They're going, this would be beneficial to us to look in that direction. So I feel like this is the feeling that the Libra is going to get. It's like, yeah, I may have to take some courses. I may have to input some more energy here than I'm prepared to. And it may feel like a burden, but in the end, what they're saying to me is that it will be worth it overall down the road. We may not see that right away. So to invest in, some training or something like this is something they figure that would help us in some kind of way. Maybe burdening to us. We don't want to take that on. We just deal with what we have. They're going, this may not thrill us down the road. So keep that in mind. That's huge top of the pyramid energy. Okay, as we move down here, we have 7 triumph. So that's victory and success that comes forward here. So either we feel very victorious and successful in our career, or there's something that happens here that creates this. Now, when we get at the head of the reading, something here about making a choice, I feel like we end up making the best choice for us, is the sense I get, or we feel in that moment that it is best for us. It's a good choice and we feel happy with it. Next card we get is the Ace of Pentacles, which is interesting because that's the elves kind of symbolize to me like spiritual energies or instinct. And of course, there's a hand there moving rocks. Is the physical effort that needs to be put in here. And it's also highlighting that, if you put in 1, they'll put in 3, so it's going to be highly rewarding. I feel like we may be choosing either a direction where we are highly rewarded at work in a place or area where we don't expect it, meaning we may go in with a certain idea of how things are going to go, but it's going to be a lot more rewarding than we give it credit for, is really what I'm getting here. And not only that is, giving back to us threefold is really what I'm getting. So not only are we kind of picking an area that excites us and we feel triumphant in, and we may have a lot of skills for, but we're going to put more energy and effort into moving in this direction. And that is going to be highly rewarded in the future as well. So the tree card we get is passion and strength. Yeah, because passion and strength lies here. This is our passion. This is what we are good at. So we are going to go forward in the best way. What we're here to do, what we're built for. So it may be our destiny that we've literally come across here. A job that encompasses everything that we are destined to do. That brings our passion and strength, because we are working hard to fine tune it. We may not be the top notch boss here, but we're going to work towards gaining more skills in the area that we are currently excited to be in. So this is really good stuff for the work area. Next card is 18. That's the cat, and that's about they have 2 cards of loyalty in this deck. One is a cat and one is a dog. And you know how dogs are fiercely, they jump when you come home, they jump in your lap and they're all over. And the cat is more reserved and relaxed. They kind of come at their own pace. A sense of independence within all of this. Though they can be loyal as well, fiercely loyal, they just on their own terms. So there's an air of this in the Libra reading here having to do with work. Now, give me a minute. I'm going to fine tune that. Yeah, we're feeling quite happy. We may have taken a job, like a leap to another job, or chosen an option in a job that is making us very happy. We feel very triumphant about that. And we may even be rewarded highly outside of us. People, not only do we feel good where we're at, but people outside of us are giving us kudos for the work that we're doing. So this is all great and groovy. And again, we're going to put more work and effort in, but it's just the starting process here of being on the path of destiny. And, because of that, putting the work and effort into something that we enjoy, the great passion is going to come from that no matter. And then 18 is about the sense of loyalty that we will have, I feel, to the job or those around us. And also an independence within it. So it's a calm, collected excitement is really what I get. We may be hugely excited and whatever, but there's a calm, cool demeanor underlying everything here. Like we feel in control of what is going on. I don't know if control is the right word. We feel at ease with everything that's going on, even though it's exciting and adventurous and it's still, and passionate. We're still quite calm and cool and collected underneath. Okay. So next side here. Triumphant success. Well, that is, this is the same deck, by the way, but it's just a different meaning for a lot of feeling a lot of like, I don't know if it's accomplishment or just excitement about where we are. Like I feel very much this person has found their destined path and are very excited to continue on it. So I feel like this is really guaranteed success because we found our happy place here in work. So this is really good because finding the happy place is half of the battle, because then we enjoy going to work. We enjoy doing what we do. So it doesn't seem like it's work and it doesn't drag us down. So the next, well, as I say that, the next card, 5 of Cups. Man, they just, you can't have an ego here because they just shoot you down. Okay, so 5 of Cups is being dragged down, depressed and sad. So something weird here. Okay, we got a lot of triumphant success in our career. So we may have another area here that is dragging us down. Okay, we may have our career sector figured right out, but something else is lagging. We'll see where this goes here. Next card. We have challenge and justice. Okay, we may have some kind of a challenge come up here. There's two things that want to be cut out. I'm getting this sense here that this sacrifice they were talking about earlier might have to do with another area. Like we may have, our job may be perfect, everything we want, blah, 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 but they were saying here, where is it? This here card was talking about sacrifice that needed to be made. And I felt like this card always has a connotation like, okay, just cover it up and keep going. Don't worry about it, and down the road, he can get infected. So I feel like down the road, we got depressed because something here wasn't tended to properly. Now, is this directly in the line of career? I'm not sure, because we're sure getting a lot of great groovy cards for career that don't give a heads up to this, but challenge and justice comes in to balance. Yeah, we may be overworking here, or we may be in a position where we are a workaholic, and even though that excites us and we enjoy work, we got to balance it out with the rest of our life. This may be something here like we sacrifice something for work. We may have sacrificed a relationship, we may have sacrificed a home and family or something, and this is becoming a problem. I don't know. We'll see here. Now, the next card is 30. The lilies. This is apparently the lilies. I call it flowers, and that is about, that's about pure, about a lot of things. About purity. It can be about sexuality. I don't see none of that here. And also about like respect and honor and this kind of thing. Upright things. So we're going to keep going because that card there, that 5, I just don't know where that sits, because I feel very much the Libra is happy with their career sector. They're in a job they love. they're around people, it's all just great high vibe stuff. But somewhere here, something has been sacrificed or not dealt with, or maybe we're too much at work and things are suffering in other areas, this kind of thing. So there's a purity here that wants to come through. Just give me a minute. I'm not getting. Yeah, we may be challenged by something at work that takes us away from home, is really what I'm getting. Okay. So the next line here, as we go to the bottom rung of the pyramid, first card we get is temptation. Well, that temptation card, yeah, okay, temptation, but also about things that we overdo, we abuse, or what's the word? Obsess over, things that are overdone. It's really, yeah, logging into, and I feel very much with the energy that I'm getting so far that we could very much jump into our work and just avoid everything else. So it may be overworking to a degree. It could be any temptation in any direction, like food, drugs, gambling, any kind of thing like that, that can jeopardize something in this way. You'd have alcohol that's jeopardizing, whatever. We'll see what happens here. Next card is the Ten of Swords. That's interesting. Because the feeling I get right away, right? This is a phoenix, and the fire, she's brought on a new energy and ready to go in a new direction here. But we have that devil energy pushing. Now, give me a minute. Because the first thing I want to say is that there's a renewed energy here that is wanting to take flight, that's wanting to start off in a new direction. Are we doing this under the guise of energy, of obsessive energy? Obsessed with work, so therefore we're putting all our work in it, or all our attention in there, and not dealing with any other part of our life. Is this what's going on? This is kind of what I'm feeling. We've been revived, or our passion's been sparked in our career area, and now we're just, that's all we see. So that could be as light as the devil energy is, or it could be that we have problems, obsessive problems in other areas that could infiltrate work, meaning we could have an obsession with alcohol and then that creates problems getting to work, or we could have an obsession with gambling, which chews up all our money, and that's why it kind of creates the cycle of needing to overwork because we're spitting our money away. Things like this. Something like this in this way we got to look at. Next card. Choice and healing. Yeah, again, the choice, right? We started with this choose wisely. This is kind of giving me the sense that maybe we're choosing something not so wisely, and now we're have to derail off of that. Because in the beginning here, I was getting a sense that we have to sift through a lot here to make sure that we get all the details. If we don't do that, we just kind of skim over the top. Maybe that's the energy that is, it's kind of like omitting things because we're lazy, and that would be devil energy as well. Laziness could kind of fit in there. It's like, I don't want to put in the work and effort. I just want to, do what I want to do and get paid. And again, it's not, what do you call that? Not going to bring us forward ascension wise, right? So we could get to a point where we're not making the right decision here. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that. Next card, 7. Now this is the snake again. There's duplicate cards in this Lenormand. The snake that is shedding the skin, he is not one to be spouting out venomous information, because usually you get the snake, it's someone in your midst that can be toxic. This is the shedding of the skin. This means, and again, the phoenix, how many more references do you have to have for new beginnings? Shedding of the skin. We may be having a job offer here that is completely out of our scope, that is completely away from what we normally do. Um, and the feeling is we may want to go in that direction, but again, we might have to put some work in. But again, choose wisely, right? There's a lot of layers here for the Libra. The status quo, they're going, we know the road here, we know where we're going to head. So really the adventure would be to go out and try something new and different. And the shedding of the skin is really the shedding of the mundane, really. If we want excitement in our lives, we're going to have to rise from the phoenix and learn new things and adapt and go in that way. And again, it's a free will here. You absolutely can, but we're just going to really stay stagnant in certain areas if we don't. Now, the devil is kind of tempting you to kind of go back in your old ways, but again, the higher good here is to shed what we know and move into new territory in order to expand our horizons here. It's really the push that I'm getting. So that's something that can be batted off easily. The temptation to go in the wrong way can be batted off. So there's a sense here needing our instinct highly to suss things out. Now, this is the fated part, spiritual union. Oh, man. Go career/love readings. So we may have a meeting of the minds with someone here in a work centered area. And that is a high union of compatibility here, that really, it's almost like we're thinking from the same brain. So if we're talking about work or business partners, we're really on board and on the same page as these people are. Almost like we can finish each other's sentences here. Next card we have is the Eight of Cups. Yeah, and that is about research, putting work in and effort, studying, looking for clues. These angels are trying to get her to write things down. Would you write things down? Da, da, da. So our job may entail this, paying attention to details, or really ideas that come to you that can be used at a later date, this kind of thing. They're showing me like making lists of things down the road that we use. Needing to do this to keep everything comprehensive, that kind of thing. So we may be, I don't know, we may be accountants or something. Working with people that of like mind, like we have a high capacity here for intellectual compatibility. Absolutely. Very on board with the people that are around us. But we may have to get more organized within our own selves in order to move forward. And that may be something that we just don't want to do or we're avoiding. So keep that in mind. The next card is cleansing and vitality. Yeah, right? Because the more organized cleansing, this woman, she's, got her broom out and she's like they bring up the chi, right? In order to have good chi in your home, your windows are clean, your shelves are dusted, all that stuff kind of creates a greater energy field. It doesn't get bogged down so heavily. And this one here is quite disorganized, quite scattered all over the place. Maybe this is kind of how we work. We've never been organized, but we kind of want to stick to it. And they're like, well, it would benefit us to kind of clean things up a bit. And this would also help our presence of mind as well. So we may have, again, a job offer coming from someone here where we may have to clean up our act a bit in the way of going forward in a work area. Next card is 26. That is the Book of Secrets. So there may be a secretive element here to some of the stuff, maybe the information we're working with. It may be who we're working with or what we're doing. But somehow here there's a secretive element. I feel like it has to do with our job, keeping things on the down low for whatever reason. But we have a high compatibility with the people that are going to employ us or work with us, this kind of thing. There's a great compatibility there, but we may even be in a relationship with someone in a business, and that may be the secret We may be kind of keeping the relationship on the down low and just playing business partners for a while. I don't know if this is a long-term thing or if it's just because I mean, things like that usually have a way of getting uncovered, but nonetheless, we may go in under the guise of an employee and end up being a life partner, not just an employee with this person. Okay. So there's some kind of secretive element there. Either the parties know there's something there and then they go for work first and then they, go for the love and romance after, or they know and they're just trying to keep it secretive to benefit the business is really what I feel. Like these two don't want to know that they're kind of, or they don't want to admit that they're married or that they're together because it just wouldn't be good for business is the sense I'm getting. Let's put the business first and then we'll go from there. Everything else is secondary is what I'm getting. But both people are in agreement to that, so it's all good. Okay. So that is fate. That is the fated path here. We may come across an invitation to a new job that we end up having a life partner with. Or we have a life partner with someone we're jobbing, whatever. There's a secretive element here. Again, it could be within the job itself and what we do. There's a secretive type of element. And also a sense of needing to kind of clean up our act here as we get into, and that may be a little bit of the resistance from the beginning of choosing wisely. Is kind of like, don't choose the lazy path because we're really not going to learn and grow. They want you to learn and grow, and that may take a little bit of tweaking, right, to get us organized and whatnot, ready to go for things. Okay, so now on the right side to end it off, it's kind of a good reading. It's interesting. We have patience. So patience, what do you know? She's got a seed in her hand there and it's growing, right? So needing patience for things to get into gear and get into line and whatnot is the sense I get here. We have strength. Yeah, needing some strength to gain the patience. We may not have a lot of strength for weight and patience, and it's taking all our strength to gain this, really, is what I'm getting. Completion and harvest. Look at this. Completion and harvest. Okay. So, right, she's growing things and harvesting. So it's almost like the patience can lead to something of substance in the end here. Grapes are growing and they're taking the liquid off the vine. And there's two people there. Again, it seems to be a masculine and a feminine hand. Feminine, masculine, whatever. There's some strength here to move through this process of work where I think it's either we're waiting for a job to open up, or we're waiting for a position to open up, or we're waiting for something here to happen. It's taking all our strength to deal with that. 23. In fact, not seeing, because we may not be seeing results here. And so this is chewing away at our hope and our strength and our patience. We just kind of have no patience for what's going on here. So we may have a job here that kind of can't get off the rails, can't get off the, what do you call that? Can't get off the ground for whatever reason. And this is trying our patience to the highest degree. We may want to go in a certain direction, but it's like it's not coming to fruition. And there's little things, little hangups here, left, right, and center, that are causing it to kind of slowly collapse, is what I'm getting. Let's see what the fortune card is. So this is over the seasons. And again, don't let the date fool you. If you come across it a couple years down the road and it fits, the energy fits, just put it on. Just use it. Utilize it whenever it's good for you. Sometimes I've had readings where I click and it's like a year ago and I thought it was this year, and I'm like, oh, and it's like, no, just take the information, because it can be useful. So the fortune card we have is the plane, and it talks about a journey indicated either physically or metaphorically, and your life will become more full. So, this job may involve travel. It may involve trips quite a bit here. That may be one of the things that is deterring us, this movement, or whatever, all over the place. But the sense here is that it may involve a move here, may involve either to deal with the person, like the person who hires you. We may have to go back and forth with them a lot, or the location period is in a different place than we reside initially. So that may have to be that may be the sacrifice. You may have to sacrifice where you live in order to put yourself in this position of a job. So that's the Libra reading. So hopefully that will help you over the winter Christmas season here. Again, I'm doing live energy healings and live tarot nights in the Infinity Room on Facebook. That's Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. So if you are interested in that in the future, in the new year, I'll be in after February. Log in there and wait for me to pull out the schedule. I'll try and post those things. I was doing a lot of horoscope readings. I'm going to reduce those and increase the healing and live nights, so the one-on-one attention will be in that room. So that's Facebook, Infinity Readings and Reviews. Jump in there, add yourself in there, and then I will, in the new year, be coming in and setting up a schedule for live healing. So if you have anybody that would benefit from emotional, mental, or physical healing sessions, throw them in there and wait for me to show up, and we'll deal with that in the new year. So I wanted to mention that for those that, and I think I'm going to set up somehow here a video for an explanation of the energy healings that I do and whatnot, so that you know somewhat what is going on. Okay, so in the meantime, you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all of that. Take care, have fun, be safe, and be kind.